Gunfire erupts on a Buckhead street. The violence reportedly stemming from a dispute between the so-called bottle boys over who can sell bottled water at which intersection.
Calls are now growing for Atlanta city leaders to clear the young boys and teens from the streets in order to stop the violence.
So yeah, man, just tell the people what motivates you to get up every day and do what you do right here. What goes through your mind in the morning? What is your motivation? Why? You got family at the house that you. Yeah.
We stay at the hotel base.
Okay.
I'm the oldest, so it's already something that'll give me the motivation to do that.
Yeah.
And then boom, I'm trying to get a better situation. So every day, so I gotta wake up out there and get it.
What do you think the city can do better, to improve, what you guys do? Because the city thinks you guys are doing, you guys are just doing this just to be doing this. But they don't understand the reasoning behind it.
The one spot was on Keller Road, 20. The exit, I was right there. It was multiple young people out there. Like the police always say something comes with so much of it. That's just, someone used to be doing something.
Yeah.
I really get the police off our back.
Yeah.
I think they'll get a better version of us if they keep the police off. Like, I see if the police came and told her, like, y'all chill, don't be in nobody's window and stuff, like, on the extra stuff. Like, they come through and tell her that y'all good, but like, don't be out here doing the money.
Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms and City Council President Felicia Moore have both voiced their concerns. The mayor also instructed APD officers to step up their enforcement while the city works to find safer options for these children.
I got locked up before behind. I don't be doing it. I really be chilling. Some police, they'll shop with us there. They'll buy something, but they be like, I support them. I like black man doing it.
Yeah.
Then you got police who just gonna come and say something.
So you have some police that understand and you have some that don't. They just,
And then even if I try to explain it to the police, they still not worried about my situation. So I'm like, you can't tell me to go home and I need some money. Like, you can't make me go home.
You mentioned earlier, you said you got locked up over this.
Yeah.
How long were you locked up for?
I got locked up for like 2 days.
For 2 days? Okay, how old are you?
17.
17. I know they can lock you guys up.
And when I got that, they were like, the first time one of them got locked up on Keller Road 4. And then the police sitting there like, I'm in the cell. They telling me like, I want to lock you up. I wouldn't do nothing. I would have bought something for you. They had a chief who was doing too much. Like, we could be chilling. Like, he'll ride through. And he'll say something. He just started with a couple of attitude. Like, don't talk to me, because me personally, I don't like to feel like nobody over me. I can respect you if you're telling me something right. I can already respect that. I don't like disrespect. I don't tolerate disrespect. Like, I'm a young nigga. I'm not going to disrespect you. You don't disrespect me. I'm going to come at you like you come at me. He came back and locked me up. Like, he drove around. I ain't thinking, like, he ain't tell me get out the block and nothing. Came back. I watched him for hours, and he came back and locked me. I told him, like, I got a baby mama. Like, I got a baby mama at my hotel room right now. Like, I gotta get, like, vitamins and stuff. Like, this the only way. Like, I think I want to go to jail. I think I want to be sent to jail. I know I got bigger stuff than y'all.
Right.
I gonna never play myself out the street like that.
He was a good kid. He wasn't perfect, but he was a good kid.
For the grieving mother of 18-year-old Jelani Pless, the holiday season has been unbearable.
New Year's was hard for me because, you can't get kids to pray with you. That was our tradition. No matter where he was or what he did, he was always here.
Tamika Pless was forced to bury her loved one over the summer after he was gunned down while selling water bottles at a busy Midtown intersection. Tamika says the shooter, a 16-year-old boy who's behind bars charged with murder, targeted Jelani following an argument over $10.
The motorist decided to get the water from Jelani and gave Jelani $10. The suspect snatched the $10 bill from Jelani and said that was his money because Jelani was new down in there, basically his territory. Jelani snatched it back and told the young man, well, I understand where you're coming from. I split the 10 with you. He then tried to snatch it back and it tore. They got into a shoving match. The kids broke it up. 34 minutes later, as Jelani was walking home towards the train station, you gunned him down.
So you have a baby that's on the way? So that just adds to your motivation?
The baby part ain't even like my motivation. Like, I always grew up in a situation, like a lot of messed up situations. I ain't gonna say a lot, but come on,
okay.
I always try.
So it's just part of the motivation?
Yeah, a lot of situations. I be sitting out here for hours, like,
That means you got a hustler's mentality, man. You know, you boys do put in hours. It's not just the police that don't understand why you guys do what you do. It's people too. So right. Oh, most of them are the ones that are responsible for calling the cops.
Yeah, a lot of police, because they were like, the police will tell you themselves, like, it's cool police that came and told me that somebody called about me. They were like, just chill. But it be people who be on the block, like, you got some messed up people, like, I ain't trying to be racist in that, because I ain't racist. But it was multiple white people that I watched call the police on us, and they came and moved us off the block. Like, over here, ain't no more killing. But over here, like, it's different on Western Chapel, because they know it's multiple people out here doing, like, it's multiple kids out here doing, and the police know. So the police don't really be tripping on us over there, say something to us, and boom, like, just stay out the road. Like, they be that main thing, stay out the street when the car moving and stuff like that.
I don't think it's much of a racism thing. They just don't understand it. Just don't understand what you go through on a daily basis, what you gotta, what goes through your mind as soon as you get up. You're trying to feed your old lady and your child that's on the way, but they don't understand that. You're not one of those, water boys that's true aggressive, right? Because that's what scares a lot of people.
So, if you're local and you're not familiar with this activity, or if you happen to be from out of town and passing through, the activity at some of these intersections will certainly put you on the defense. And that's the best I can say about it. Tuesday afternoon in the Lenox Road area of Buckhead, there was the crackle of gunfire. Youngsters who try to sell water to motorists evidently got into an argument. According to bystanders and law enforcement sources, none of those bullets hit a target.
This is not okay.
Also this week, a bystander shared video of a different intersection swarmed by the bottle boys. And when motorists did not roll down their windows to offer cash, some of the youngsters threw their plastic bottles.
It's terrible, very bad.
I worry for family members that drive up there, my wife, some other friends. They're terrified to go through those intersections. So knowing that they have weapons on them.
Buckhead homeowner Chris Rich says what started as an effort by motorists to help children who have good intentions is being ruined by what he calls, quote, some bad apples. Police last week took a gun off a 14-year-old. If the city allows the unpermitted bottle boy business to continue, Rich says it's not going to end well.
I got a hoodie over there, black hoodie. I stopped wearing it, like, it's my favorite hoodie I always wear. But the lady done told me, like, she thought, like, I had a gun or something. Like, I know they image of water boy, so that's why I come out here with a whole different thing. A white shirt or something, some shorts or something.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I see people looking at me like I'm finna do something. Like, I seen people not say nothing to me because they thought I was finna do something. I seen people out their nose like multiple times.
Yeah.
That's a lot of stuff I put in preparation. I keep my little brother with me so nobody won't think he got a little boy when he ain't finna do nothing. Like, cause a lot of times I was out here by myself, like it's here Pacific. I see people out there, they know like, I'm like, I really find it rude, but I know why they doing it.
Yeah, and you mentioned, you just mentioned a few seconds ago about, you trying to be presentable when you do this. I think that's the key. If people approach you and they see that you're presentable and you're respectful, I think they'll be a little bit more lenient.
The Atlanta City Council president has conducted a personal investigation checking on the boys' activities at various intersections. I asked Felicia Moore if things had gotten worse.
If I found a corner that had 2 to 4 kids on it, they were respectful. They, held up their water. I mean, if you said yes, they would come to you. If you shook your head no, they just kept going. But then I saw videos where there are 10 or more kids, then they tend to be more aggressive. And I think that's because they're all competing for the same dollars. They're swooping and swarming around cars. The safety of the public, as well as the kids, are at stake.
There's a lot of stuff I put in preparation for them, like certain clothes I wear and stuff like that. Like, I wear a certain type of clothes I like to wear all black. It's just me.
Yeah.
But as I started coming out here, I peeped it, don't know about black people. I gotta pay attention because I know where to be wrong. Like, something I be out here. Like, boom, one day I wore all black. Say I get like what, 50, $100. Boom, I put on some shorts and a white t-shirt and some shoes. I can make $100 and something out of them. I actually learned a lot of stuff out here. I learned how to talk to people out. Learn how to get money.
Be professional.
Learn how to talk and everything. I learned how to be a big man.
How much you guys think you make, pretty much an hour or per day or, per week?
You really, I can't
on an average.
estimate on it, but because it's like depends on this. It depends on like everything going on here. That's how it depends. Like it could be the weather, like it could be raining. But I swear, like this stuff, it's a lot of stuff that gotta be right. People not feeling it on the cloud. I can try to make about $60 to $150.
That's on a good day.
I can get to. I know I say it be different. Like in an hour I can make $100 this day, but the next day, in that hour I can make like $200. It's really about the time. Like you gotta put time into it. This is where that saying hard work pays off come in at, and I learned that out here.
There you go. All right, man. I appreciate it. You just say your name for the camera one more time.
Yeah.
DeAndre. All right, people gonna hear your story, man. I appreciate you, man.